We have got the Zerg player, Rhett, who is the higher seed in this matchup, going up against OGSMC, our blue Protoss. He's spawning in the northeast. We got the Zerg spawning in the southwest, and so OGSMC will be attacking down. So important.
Oh yes, that is so huge. You know, I will say psychologically, I have always felt more comfortable attacking downward.
I like to attack down.
It's like reading a book. I just have to move on to the next line.
Gravity helps you.
Yeah, that's right. Those units are constantly being pulled down into his face. So no big deal for MC. Going to go ahead and send that gravity probe down southward. Does have that first pylon going in at the front of his base. Going to see a different style than we saw from Naniwad that was all early expands the entire time. Liquid Rhett will likely open relatively similarly to Idra, but we also see this very clever Overlord placement where he's going to try to scoop around to the backside and hide at this point where he can always sneak in to see what Protoss is doing.
Yep, MC is going to make it into Rhett's base here pretty soon, and you know, even though a lot of the Europeans are choosing to go with like a pool gas type of a build, I would almost be surprised to not see Rhett try to go hatch first, and he is actually going to be able to slip out this drone no problem and get it there. Doesn't surprise me at all that he'd go for that.
Well, that was easy. I mean,
that
so often players are just like, hey, can never early expand ever in a million years against the Protoss player, but Liquid Rhett, just with his casual Netherlands nonchalance, just builds it. Ooh. And we are seeing MC build a forge. Oh, no, my God. Are you really going to try to do this? There's this neutral supply depot to prevent a wall off from any of that probing action. But, of course, I mean, it's still always a threat. The Zealot backed up with cannons, going to be an extremely potent early push, and it looks like MC may very well go for it. Rhett's not going to have any of that funny monkey business, though.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and throw it out behind the hatchery. He could try to shut it down there, and he could put a cannon down. He's got to pull drones in order to deal with that. The pool is at about 75%, and if he does slip down here and throw down a cannon, here we have a few more drones coming in to help out, and there it is. The cannon goes down, and so he will try to, he slips past those drones. A lot of drones off of mining now trying to work on that cannon. The hatchery is nearing completion. There's a moment that he's not going to cancel it. He's going to go ahead and leave it up, but the cannon does fall, and I'm not sure that he's going to be able to get another one down. With 6 Zerglings on the way, there's just no way. I talked too soon.
It looks like he's going to try to force some of those cannons to get constructed. Rhett does have 8 Zerglings popping out right now, but this is an outrageously aggressive push, and it looks like MC is trying to sneak around to that backside. The Zerglings are out right now. The cannons are both at about 50%. The Zealot is doing huge amounts of damage trying to pick off all those drones, and he's microwing away from the cannons. There's the second Zealot swinging on in now. MC with the Zealot cannon rush, and it may very well work. One cannon falls. Can Rhett get the second cannon down? And it looks like the answer is no. Wow. He does not manage to get it. Rhett is in a lot of trouble, and he will end up losing that spine crawler as well.
Yeah, we have 6 Zerglings on the way. Another Zealot comes down and joins, and as you can see, the hatchery will most certainly fall already. Rhett has lost a lot of drones, down to 12 right now, and even though we don't have a bunch of probes coming out here by MC, he has restarted the construction of that. He's going to try to take out this cannon, but he goes down, and the hatchery will fall, and Rhett says GG.
A painful good game by Liquid Rhett. This reminds us of the game at MLG Dallas where it was Rhett versus Select, and Rhett got triple bunker rushed by Select and had another very short game 1. Very, very frustrating way to begin any series, because even if you're competent enough to come back and win 2 more games, you still feel psychologically battered. Just like, oh gosh, it's very easy to give up preemptively, to not play your best in game 2.
Yeah, and MC, sorry I ever doubted you. I thought Red had shut down, but no. 1, 2, 3, cannons go up, and with the Zealot coming in, of course, very, very short game here to start us off between MC and Rhett, and it's kind of a way to just shake your I'm here. We come back. It's game number 2 between Rhett and OGSMC. I'm djWHEAT.
And I'm Day 9. Don't go away.
Welcome back. It's time for game number 2. We said it was going to be quick, and we weren't lying, Day 9.
I know. It's like, don't go anywhere. Hey, we're back, and the players have just joined the games. Once they set themselves to the appropriate colors, we will get started. And Rhett chose, I think, a very, very smart choice. MLG Metalopolis. Rhett not only likes this map, as all Zergs do, because it favors that nice long-term macro play, but also because Rhett has a ton of experience on this. It has been one of the only maps that has stood the test of time and has been played since beta till now. So Rhett has had an endless amount of experience on it.
Looks like both players are ready. And, you know, another thing I just throw out there was, of course, with the MLG Metalopolis spawning positions, too, less of a chance for something kind of crazy, super aggressive like that coming out. But we see MC a lot of times just get that probe out there, try to get the initial scout, and he really took advantage of that last time. So it is a good choice by Rhett. Kind of eliminates some of those unknowns, I think.
Absolutely. Now, of course, as we're going into game one, I want to know, are there any OGS MC fans out there? OGS MC, one of the most popular Protoss players in the world. And of course, I know there's some fans of Liquid Rhett in the crowd today. You want to see a comeback from Liquid Rhett. Poor Team Liquid, one of the strongest teams in the world in the last few months, has not shown the best tournament performance despite all being very, very tip-top class players. This is a good opportunity for Rhett and his teammates like Tyler, TLO, and HeyPro to really prove themselves at this event.
We see the pylon going down, and I can't agree with you more. You know, Team Liquid and Rhett specifically, again, certainly a player who I think is very, very capable of taking down some of the best talent in the world. Of course, if you were watching the last game and you'd never seen Rhett, you might be like, well, what exactly are you talking about? But it wasn't really a great display. I mean, MC caught him off guard and was able to shut it down. But I think that this game, especially being cross-positioned, is really going to lend to more of the type of game that Rhett wants to play.
Yeah, Rhett really does like these very long, drawn-out macro games where he can win with that hive tech, with those Broodlords, with Ultralisks, with the Cracklings, the fully upgraded Zerglings. It looks like Rhett is not going to try to do any funny business this game, going to throw down the spawning pool, despite this being a very hatch-first friendly map. And it looks like MC very much so anticipating that, going to hang out here until just the right time when he knows something else must be up, and then he's going to pop back up into the main. Now is about when most Protosses would begin to suspect that there could be an early pool going down. It looks like, though, MC will be building his assimilator and second pylon as normal.
Yeah, and now we have the probe moving out. The drone's going to go right past it, so he'll be able to get that hatchery down no problem. And, you know, just to think that maybe something like that would have changed the outcome of the last game. And so I'm sure that's one of the reasons why Rhett is just putting on that safety parachute, making sure he's got a backup plan. And as he eventually makes his way over to scout, we have a couple overlords go over, but is not going to see anything out of the ordinary. In fact, he's going to see pretty straight up from MC.
Now, this is interesting. MC has not yet built a Zealot. He's instead going for the first Assimilator. We've actually seen a lot of players skip the first Zealot and go for the Stalker. But as it turns out, MC is not going to be interesting. He's going to be standard and just build that Zealot right away, almost undoubtedly following it up with a Sentry.
Yeah, the probe is now getting chased out by the Lings of Rhett. Rhett now just continuing to drone up. Queen about ready to come out. Just now got his gas as well. And gets the inject off there while he just continues to drone up a little bit. And over on the other side, this Overlord is going to make its way over. And then I like where Rhett is putting this middle Overlord here. You put it in between. Always a good one to send in there. And I suspect that's what he's going to be doing with that. Meanwhile, Chrono is starting to boost up here up to... nope, he's going to Chrono up the Warp Gate Research now as he throws down a second gateway. And he gets that Sentry out.
No third gateway yet for MC. For any of you new viewers, the most basic way to play Protoss is to get 3 gateways and then throw down an expansion. But we're seeing MC do little twists. Instead of going straight for the expansion, he's going to get this one single Stalker out. Not only a great way to do a little bit of scouting, but a great way to really annoy your opponent, because almost always the Zerg has 0 units at this point in the game.
Yeah, and he's doing some harassment against this queen here. In fact, you know, it's enough that the Lings are going to have to come back, try to do something to deal with this. In fact, second queen's going to come down, and the drones had to be pulled here, and that just goes to show how annoying. However, keep in mind that we did see Rhett basically build 2 more Lings to deal with this, and they aren't speedlings, so he is going to need to throw a little bit more on that, but I think he just wants to get that unit out of there. Gave up quite a bit, though. I mean, lost a little bit of mining time there on the drones that were on the natural as well. However, most of his drones were in the main, so it wasn't a huge hit.
Looks like that one Stalker is coming back triumphant with 3 kills on his badge. We do see this Overlord by Rhett sneaking in, really desperately wants to see if there is any kind of Stargate play, any kind of fast Dark Templar play. The reveal of those 2 sentries is going to cause that Overlord to retreat, and it looks like Rhett going to encroach in with another Overlord from the side as well. But upon seeing this one Nexus at the front, Rhett has an exact sense of what is inside that base. Going to take himself a 3rd hatch, very similar to what we saw in Idra MC.
Yeah, I mean, almost you know, quite identical here. And we are going to have the Roach Warren going down. So, yeah, we are literally seeing almost exactly the same game. The second gas is going down at the main. Speed is about ready to complete for the Zerg. And the Forge now going down with 2 more gateways behind it with MC. He's going to get out that Hallucinate. We've seen him do that a few times here just to get the scouting out. And, well, right now with the 3rd going up, Rhett looks like he's going to be putting himself in a great position. He's taking a look at the drone count. He's 15 drones ahead of MC right now, so he is really trying to play that exact same type of game.
Interestingly, we see 10 Zerglings in the production tab for Rhett. In general, Zerglings can't really do too much at this phase in a game. What Rhett is trying to do is get just a couple of Zerglings to do some harassment, to hang out here by the 3rd, prevent a 3rd base from going down for MC, to do these sorts of little run-ins and counterattacks. We saw that counterattacks essentially won Idra the 2nd game against MC. Rhett's going to once again suicide an Overlord and see exactly what's going on in this base. Might seem like a little bit of a waste, but look at the way that Rhett's pulling ahead. 76 food to 60, now 80 to 60.
Yeah, and, you know, he is starting to produce some roaches now, going to lair. He has not made any drones here in a while. He's getting this +1 attack, and we got the Hallucinated Phoenix. It did pass over those Lings that are going down to the south right now, so he will at least be aware of those. However, look at what Rhett is doing. He's hiding all these roaches up here. Did the Phoenix see those guys running out there to the top?
I don't think that it actually got a sense that there was a lot of roaches coming out. It saw maybe a handful, but Rhett's going to use these Zerglings to try to pin as many units as he can back into defense mode. And it looks like, seeing that those sentries are completely undefended, but still pulling back, doesn't want to risk losing those yet. Rhett is doing, I think, a very, very fun, clever way to play Metalopolis. You just get a ton of roaches with upgrades and pressure extremely, extremely hard. It stopped at 56 drones. Generally, you see Zergs try to get up to 75, 80 drones. Instead, we're going to see Rhett attack from 2 angles, one at the front door and then another at this backside to try to put pressure on this 3rd. Massive amounts of roaches are pretty easy to not die against, but very difficult to prevent them from doing at least some damage. But wow, it looks like MC is not going to go for any kind of expo play. Getting up to 6 gateways, might just try to win with a fast Blink Stalker attack.
Yeah, he's waiting for +2 weapons to go in. Those Lings are finally going to go down, at least the majority of them. There's quite a few roaches out right now. We've got 21 right now for Rhett. And, you know, one thing to keep in mind, there's the Roach speed. He's getting +2 attacks, and he did go through a single round of drones while producing all those units, so I'm not sure if there was something that had tipped him off or kind of surprised him, felt like he had to go ahead and make all those roaches, but he is starting to take the lead there. Again, we've got even more popping out at this point, so starting to mix that up just a little bit, getting up to 74 now, that sweet number that you were talking about. But MC now going to go ahead and put down that 3rd, despite the fact that he did add those gateways to robust that production.
And though we're seeing a different style of play from Rhett this game, he's instead favoring those pathogen glands, going to be getting a bunch of infestors momentarily. We are seeing that he still is getting this drop play exactly as Idra did. A couple of Zerglings going to put a little bit of pressure on, but MC expecting that, just going to re-throw down those cannons and gateways. But I'm very, very curious to see if Rhett will be doing the same kind of drop play that we saw in MC's first series.
Yeah, that ventral sax upgrade is about halfway done. You can see a lot of these overlords starting to collect up here, and it would be pretty good considering that his level 2 will probably be finishing right around the same time, level 2 attack. Protoss is going to be finishing up +2 ground as well. And what is this little hatch over here going down in the south? Very, very close to his opponent's base. I don't know, maybe he's just going to stream out units to fight there at the front, or he just wants quicker reinforcement. We've got some more hallucinated phoenixes moving out across the map, and he's going to see that high concentration of overlords and might have a pretty good idea what could be happening here. In fact, we see MC's army moving back. Not going to have a repeat of game 1.
I'm a little worried about these 9 hidden roaches that may have actually been long and forgotten by Rhett.
Oh, no.
Oh, never mind. Thank you, Rhett. As we were saying, we see a big army moving out by OGS MC up along that top lane of Metalopolis, getting that +3 weapons now, almost done with the Dark Shrine to get some Dark Templar in there. And a big mistake Zergs always forget to do is to throw down a Spine Crawler and a Spore Crawler to get that detection, that anti-DT play. But the question is, can MC withstand this huge force running through the middle right now?
Wow. I mean, he got caught over on the side. I think he wanted to take everything down and just attack that third, forcing his opponent in. And we do see a lot of overlords over here. That base has finished up. And is he just going to maybe drop it from the main? I mean, it wouldn't be the greatest idea. Good fungal there on the observer to take it out. So he does eliminate that. And he does have this overseer with him. But with the number of stalkers that he has, that should be an easy target. Sentries go out just a little bit too far. Don't trap all the army. Going to get another one off. And those lings will get and retreat out of there. And gosh, what is Rhett planning here?
Looks like Rhett's just going to try to use the fungal growth to lock down everything. Good defense by MC, but this is what I was worried about. There goes in the DTs. They are at now +355 damage per swipe. Nothing nearby for Liquid Rhett to defend. There's the Overseer going down. Needs to throw down extra defenses in the main and the natural. In the meantime, here's the big drop by Liquid Rhett. Will he get those fungal growth off? He does, trapping a bunch of stalkers at the front. Again, excellent force fields, but this Expo is completely annihilated. Rhett trying to regroup, but oh no, empty overlords taking massive hits. We're seeing Rhett have a big amount of money saved up in the bank. Can he replenish enough? He's darting forward, getting fungal growths off, but MC has so many Blink Stalkers, more than his opponent has roaches. Cleans that up. Rhett rallying all these drones down to the south side. Where did the Dark Templar go? It looks like Rhett defended them while this attack was concluding, but Rhett is going to desperately try to get these Broodlords up and hope for some way to swing back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, there was a really unfortunate attack. You know, MC had a great warp in. He brought in a bunch of stalkers near the nexus of that third, and we do see MC's army moving up the right side of Metalopolis to go in for yet another attack. Or he could just decide to go into the natural. There's not much in terms of defense there at all, and he might just be able to roll over this. He's got most certainly the upgrade advantage, and he looks like he's just going to move right in and go for it. He's also taken the gold, so he wants to finish this one off.
Rhett is producing nothing but roaches and zerglings. Still doesn't have the opportunity to get any of those Broodlords out, and as a matter of fact, he is broke on gas, so he's going to have to hope that he can gather enough here and scrap together a couple of Broodlords, maybe do a push soon, but MC is brilliantly just taking this gold expansion, has so many stalkers, needs to start getting some of those late game incorporations like the Immortals or some of those Colossi, but at this point, MC is going to be just fine with his only Blink Stalker force. Rhett moves forward, but you got to be careful that the Blink doesn't track you down after that.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, well, there it is. He's going to get the one. He's going to snipe off a couple more. We do see adrenal glands going up, level 2 melee and carapace, and a bunch of corruptors coming out. And as you mentioned, kind of a tough decision to make because he's got a lot of lings out, and we do have more DTs out. They have found that lower south base. And that's unfortunate because I saw a lot of drones move down there for Rhett earlier on.
Yeah, and you see that there are 13 kills between these two. Couple of corruptors getting produced as Rhett, it looks like Rhett has all those hatcheries hotkeyed together, so accidentally trying to produce out of there. One corruptor is remaining down there. Can he get enough Broodlords up? It looks like he hasn't even started producing any as this gigantic force of Blink Stalkers and Sentries is starting to mass up in the middle.
Yeah, and I mean, even with Blink and having a larger numbers, I can't even imagine that any amount of Broodlords at this point would help. He's only got the one morphing in. I mean, if he had a lot more, maybe, but I just don't know. I mean, it seems to me if they get sighted too, that Rhett could just quick blink in and do the damage. Ooh. And here he goes. I mean, right now, Rhett's trying to hold off for as long as he can to bring these into play, and he is going to go ahead and push forward. Force fields do go down, blinking back, killing the trapped roaches. We've got 2 Broodlords out now, is that right? Yes, 2 Broodlords, and we'll see how they do.
Oh! One gets sniped almost immediately, the second one under fire, and it will fall as well. Rhett trying to scoop in with these roaches, but MC has an insane amount of stalkers, 35 out on the field, and a bunch of sentries there to add a little bit of extra defense. And Rhett getting blunked into by all those stalkers, getting completely overrun. MC with amazing Blink Stalker micro at the start of the game, now picking off all the Broodlords. And good game, OGS MC puts a win down.
You know, when you had asked me earlier about playing the what if game and see what would happen, that was kind of what I thought my what if scenario looked like, and MC looked really powerful. He looked like no monkey business there in that one.
I mean, MC clearly learning a couple of lessons from that match against Idra, willing, as we saw, to do that somewhat risky push with the Zealots and the Cannons, but clearly knowing the timing well enough to get a very, very straightforward first game, but especially in game 2, the caution that MC used to mass up all those Blink Stalkers was very, very, very solid.
Dude, right now, Select is doing that Shakuras where he goes behind with the siege tanks. It's the same thing that DDE did to him, and I know Idra's been having some problems with.
I know.
I'm like excited to go watch those games after. Good thing you can just watch the VODs on the HQ stream.
You guys are lucky being able to bring 2 monitors in. Can't believe it. But we have the fortunate benefit of being able to glance over. Can't even quite see what's going on, but we know that it's Shakuras Plateau, and that is exciting enough.
Yeah, I just saw that back area. And it's a little bit kind of be quiet. So yeah. Anyway, MC just looking dominating. Rhett, I mean, after the first game, it's one of those. He clearly won. Second game, you know, where do you think the biggest faults were, or do you just think it was ultimately the strengths of MC?
I largely think that it was about the fact that he didn't have that defenseless Dark Templar just ripped apart that third base. Either way, we're going to get a chance to find out what OGS MC has to say up on the main stage right after this.
Don't go away. Welcome back to the 2011 MLG Pro Circuit. We're live in Columbus, Ohio, here for another event for MLG. We just saw OGS MC defeat Liquid Red. I'm djWHEAT.
And I am Day 9. And let's take a little trip up to the main stage with some interview action with JP McDaniel.
Thanks a lot, Sean. I'm joined right now on the main stage by MC. He just took out Red 2-0, and I want to get his thoughts on the game.
게임에 대해서 어떤 생각하시는지. 게임에 대해서. 네, 지금 게임이요.
일단 쉽게 이긴 것 같고 쉽게 이긴 것 같아요.
I think I won easily.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about the Idra match. Of course, Idra just taking you out 2-0 earlier in the opening round of the tournament, and I want to get your thoughts on that match now.
이드라랑 한 게임에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시는지.
되게 컨디션이 안 좋아가지고 실수를 많이 해서 졌는데 정상 컨디션으로 하면 절대 안 질 자신이고 엘리샤라는 스태프분이 에너지 드링크를 주셔서 이제 좀 컨디션이 괜찮아진 것 같아서 다시 붙으면은 절대 안 질 것 같아요.
I see you smiling. I think this is going to be a good answer.
When I played Hydra, I wasn't in my best condition, and now that and if I'm in the normal condition, I would never lose to Hydra. And in between the games, one of the staff members named Alyssa gave me an energy drink, so my condition went up. So if I play him right now, I could easily beat him.
Nos is pretty good. Nos is pretty good. What is it like really representing Korea over here in North America?
한국을 대표하는 것에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시는지?
일단 굉장히 나라를 위해서 이렇게 대표한다는 것 자체가 되게 영광스럽고 이체 동안 해외 나왔을 때 다 우승했는데 이 미국에서도 꼭 우승해서 제 명예를 더 높이고 싶어요.
It's an honor to represent Korea, and since I've won in every tournament that I played outside in the world so far, that I will also win this tournament in order to raise my reputation.
All right, last question. You got a ton of fans out here. Do you have anything to say to them?
팬들이 많은데 지금 팬들한테 한마디.
All my fans around of here, I very thank you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for the interview, MC, and back to you guys at the desk.
Solid.
Oh my!
I think that was the gauntlet thrown down right there.
No! Oh my God! Alyssa is the key. Bring that man an energy drink. I have no idea he gleaned so much power. That was that. I need Idra and MC to play again, and I need to cast it.
We just stop that game going on over there. Let's get him back up.
I know,
Let's see it.
There's apparently some rule where if we just decide that they should play again, they do. The old results are scratched. Idra can have an energy drink. We don't even care, man. I would love to see those two duke it out yet again. A lot of exciting personality flaring up here in the first few games at MLG Columbus. We are delighted to be here and excited to bring you this sort of coverage all weekend long.
Very happy to see MC retain that confidence, and rightfully so. He's right. Every tournament that he's competed in outside of Korea, he's walked away as a victor. Can he repeat it here? If you look at Idra's games, possible. You look at Rhett games, you say certainly so. You hear the man say the words, and you just can't help but believe him.
I know. He's just sitting there. He's just waiting for his words to get translated. He wasn't even looking at the crowd. He's just sort of looking off to space, just sort of casually giving his answers. So let's see if MC can actually hold down in that boss mode, get that high qualifier position, so that way he can be closer and closer to that final spot for the Grand Championship Day up on Sunday.
And I'm not sure what our next match is going to be, but all I know is that it's going to be awesome. It's coming from the championship pools. You guys are watching in HD free today on Friday. Of course, Saturday you can purchase the pass. And don't forget, we've got the Starcraft 2 blue stream going on. I keep saying B stream, but I really don't mean it like that.
Well, that's fine. We're the R stream.
It's not fair. That's what I mean. I just want to. I'm saving words day 9. I'm just B blue. It's short for blue. So. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial, and when we return, it's going to be EG in control taking on Losira from IM. I'm djWHEAT.
And I'm Day 9. Don't go away, because we certainly won't. This is MLG Columbus.